up, y'all? It's your man, Abu American. So I want to talk about child rearing. Child rearing is not this great, hard, difficult thing that a lot of people try and make it out to be. It's not like this video game on super hard ultra mode. This idea, I think, only comes from people who don't have kids or people who had kids and they didn't really want them. But then that's everything. People who don't want to work and then they have to go to work, it's really hard for them to go to work. And if the boss says, hey, you know what, you're always late at 8 a.m., I'll let you come in at 12. They'll be late at 12 because they don't want to come to work. So it's the same thing with kids. If you don't want kids, then everything's a difficulty, everything's a hardship, everything's just, ugh. So let me explain this to you, because last night it was said, I must be tired because I have 10 kids. It's really easy mode. First off, even the most negligent parent understands that at about 2 years old, the kid's on self-care mode. Now, that's not good. Don't do that. But if you were to just put Oreos or Cheetos on the tabletop, the kid would come along and serve themselves. They'd obviously make a mess. It's not healthy. But you put food in their reach, they'll crawl along and they'll get it themselves. They're pretty much self-sufficient as far as you will allow them to be after about 2 years old. When I say as far as you allow them to be, like I said, just throw food at them and they'll take care of themselves. Now, of course, diaper changing and all that stuff, but we're not going into details here. We're just talking general here. Now, when you have multiple children, the first two are the hardest. They're the most difficult. I would say the first one. I had twins, so I'm saying first two. And that's because you have to teach them everything the way you want it. Every child after that, they follow the children ahead of them. They always chase their siblings around. Now, if you don't have kids, you don't know this. But if you do have kids, I'm correct. They're always around their siblings. They're always chasing after them, trying to copy them, whatever else. So they learn their mannerisms from their siblings. So if you did a good job on the first two kids, guess what? Every kid after that, every subsequent kid is easier to deal with. Because they already have a model to follow, which is their siblings. You guys be out here I don't know. How do y'all make it in the world? I refuse to believe half of y'all are making the money you say y'all make. Because you're stupid. You can't figure this out. You ain't even got to be a super G. I figured it out when I first had kids in my early 20s. And then dudes on here talking about they had all this money and old kids, so much work, whatever else. There ain't no way you're making millions. I refuse to believe it. You're too stupid to get it. There's no way. Anyway, your man, Abu American. It's not that hard.